welcome to another episode of Make Your Life Work Project. I always have a special guest because I know some special people and they are willing to give us their time. So he's a little bit more special than most because he is a Metro. Say the other word. What's the other word? Metro.
Panther.
Yeah. Right? So he came from Metro. I met him at Metro. We've been associated friends, I think, dear friends. And when you have a good friend, you never leave them for a long time. And I'm just so flattered that Julius, the great Julius,
oh wow,
the kid-saving Julius, right? The person who put a plan together to better our communities because he's building up our youth and our young people, is here tonight. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. It's good to be here with you.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Well,
that you're here.
For me, it's more than the word honor. It's like being with family.
That's nice.
It's more special than being with a friend.
Absolutely.
Because when we have the years together like you and I have together.
Yes.
Metro was a family.
It was.
So we leave that place as family and we remain family till this day. And then we've had experiences together in places over the years.
Exactly.
So that bond never.
Yeah, I knew you'd say yes. Yeah, right. You just said. I was just being sure.
Right. That Metro bond is deep.
It is, and I think because it forged something in our personalities and just not in our actions.
Yeah,
you know
no doubt about it.
There's something that we're carrying that stays.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just our actions, and it didn't matter where you came from.
Absolutely.
Your family was wealthy.
Absolutely.
You were wealthy. Your family was poor.
Yeah.
It still created a zest for life and a desire to understand everybody.
Absolutely. So I was encouraged.
Go Metro.
Yeah.
Stay the course, right?
That's right.
Well, let's talk about you. You are all over the place. You're just doing some amazing things. But before we talk about what those look like, my question to you is why?
That's a good question.
And I don't have an answer. No.
Well, the only answer is for me, the why is spiritual.
Okay.
Because the life that I'm living now isn't a life that I fully chose. I feel like it was chosen for me because this space that I'm in now, it happens so organically.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about that. You want to share that?
It's a long story. It might take up your whole thing.
Yes, and my videographer might be killing us both off the screen. We'll have to go to lunch.
I'll give you a short version.
Okay.
But basically, I just came to a place in life that most people, I think, do. You hit sort of like a wall.
Right.
And you say, what am I going to do with my life now? Mm-hmm. So I was in that what am I going to do with my life now kind of place. And I'll start with, I was reading some children's literature. And I had been in education for years.
Right.
By this time, I had been a first grade teacher. I had been a principal, was the founding principal of City Academy by that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a big shot. I should have called you a long time ago.
Well, what is big shot?
I know you said that because I know you weren't the serious and you weren't listening.
No, I don't.
I threw you off.
You want to buy into all that stuff. Yeah, but I say I tell what I've done just to show how good God is.
Exactly, and that's why I have my guests tell it instead of me saying this is what he's.
Yeah, because really, even in all of those spaces, all of those things happen by happenstance.
Right.
Those are things that I didn't seek. Mm-hmm. They just became opportunities that God led me into. And that is the God truth. You know what I'm saying? Or what you
were given.
Well, I say divine orders.
Yeah, and that's the orders. Go and do.
Right, yeah. No. That's true. So, I was at home one day after I had done all of those great things and did not have a job because I was in a situation where I had started a business with a friend of mine and we came to a point where we couldn't do that anymore.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And my mom had just passed. And so I was like, so what do I do with my life now? And every time I thought about going back into a K-12 public school situation, my body just shook. And I was like, I can't do that again.
Yeah, you can only handle.
Yeah. So I was reading these children's books because that's what I did when I wanted to just give my spirit peace. Because children's literature is written with intention.
Right.
And
exactly.
the intention is for kids to see themselves and see the world in the best way that the world is supposed to be.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah. That's intentional.
That's because I'm not doing it, but I never would have thought about it that profoundly. You know what I mean? I understand that they're there to make kids happy and stuff, but I never would have fashioned what you just said.
They're supposed to walk away feeling like this is what the world is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And it's supposed to leave the child feeling a sense of joy and purpose. That's why I give children's books to adults as gifts.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they're not just good for children, they're good for adults. So anyway, I was reading these books so that I could get some joy. And Spirit just said to me, man, you wrote all these affirmations for the kids that you work with, because part of my strategy was making sure that kids felt good about themselves. So I wrote my own affirmations and poems for my kids.
Okay.
Which was something I got from the church that I grew up in.
So are those published? Did you publish those?
I did.
Okay,
I published that in a book.
What's the name of your book?
Me.
Yep.
10 poetic affirmations, but it came out of this experience of hitting this wall.
Right.
So after reading these children's books, I was like, I can do this myself, but I didn't know what to do. Like all Gen Xers, we go to YouTube University. I looked at all these videos to tell me how to publish a book, publish that book, and that set the course for everything that I'm doing now. Now, of course, other things, a whole lot of stuff kind of snowballed into that. But that was the first step. Yeah.
Position and then the other two P's.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and it felt right.
It felt right.
Was there a moment where this was, you were saying, and something just hit you and said, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing? Or was it more of a process?
I haven't had time to hear that voice. The only thing that...
but you just heard it, so...
Well, the only thing that kept coming up for me is that God said, move here. And something great happened.
Okay.
And I was like, wow. Okay, God. Then God said, go here, and something great happened.
Right, exactly.
I was like, wow. Okay, God.
That's why they say obedience.
Right.
Yeah,
so, and what I'm saying about that is I published this book. I started meeting other authors. I was asked to do this thing at Missouri History Museum. They asked me to do some work there. That work, we celebrated the Snowy Day. I put that on LinkedIn. Scholastic reached out to me, and I was like, oh, okay, God. And then Scholastic came to St. Louis to meet with me about the project we did at the Missouri History Museum. And that led to me pitching the Believe Project to them.
Right.
It's just
a snowball.
Yeah. So this
not
was
to mention that you're a very approachable person. You're a very kind person.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that people have really good experiences with you.
Okay.
You know what I'm
saying? I'll take your word for that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we both have that tad of stringency. We want things in a particular way.
Sure.
We're not afraid to tell the truth.
Amen.
But most people know that there's love behind that.
Amen.
That there's a real love of men because you say it.
Yeah.
Most people don't say it because they they're scared you'll desert them.
Yeah.
So absolutely, there's a draw there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I would agree with that. Everything that I do, I try to center it in love. And I think it's because that's how I was raised. Right. I was raised in a community of love, in my family and the faith community that I was part of.
Right.
And then I was fortunate to be part of school systems that was centered in love as well.
That's so true.
So we talk about the elementary school that I attended. It was that way. Dunbar Elementary, shout out to them. And then Metro was the exact same way.
Well, Herzog was good too, okay? Shout out to Herzog.
Right.
Had to get out of there.
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
And then I went on to Howard University, same thing. And so I think when God calls you to great purpose,
Right, exactly.
your whole life sort of like is shaped in a particular kind of a way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not just me. I think that is the path for everyone
Absolutely.
who is called to certain kinds.
And I think everyone is called. And when you were talking just a minute ago, I was thinking about when you said Howard, how I was sent to SIU.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different experience, but so parallel with what we did as kids.
Yeah.
We had kids from every race, every kind. You know, they were our friends. They came over to our house. We were going to their house.
Yeah.
So homes. So I agree. I think that the things that we don't know that we're processing for future, you know, or I don't know how you say it, or we've been exposed to for future, is what makes us. Because now I talk to everybody and anybody. I'm comfortable talking to. I've been exposed to all kinds of different people. So exactly like what you're saying. You just have to be open to the experience.
A mentor of mine told me this phrase that has stuck with me. Mm-hmm. Her name is Donna Willis. I am going to say her name just in case she sees this video. And she told me one time, she said, Julius, nothing by accident.
That's true.
And she said it to me 3 times, nothing by accident. And she said it to me 3 times because she wanted that phrase to get into my spirit and into my mind. Because she meant it, and she meant it exactly like that. And then she said, love what is. And so when I heard her to say nothing by accident, that meant that everything in your life had purpose.
Absolutely.
You know, and so whatever the experience was, whether you determine it to be good or bad, although I believe all is good. That's
I'm getting there. And I have moments when I'm 100% there.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's just not. That's not a. I walk every day.
Yeah, got you.
One of my strengths.
Okay, got you. But I believe all is good because everything works together for the good. That's what the word tells us. Yep. And if we always look for the hand of God, then it is good.
And it is positioning too.
What do you mean?
I mean, we are positioned for purpose.
Yes.
So a lot of times we talk about purpose like it's a thing. But it's many things.
It is.
You know?
It is.
And
absolutely.
If you're not willing to pursue, if you're not willing to listen, if you're not willing to guide it, it's kind of tough to find where you fit. And I think that's where we get this push and pull from people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is a place for everybody, just like you said.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's some things, and it's not one thing. There's some things that you're charged with, like you said.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to be able to focus at least a little bit internally.
Yeah. Well, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's a lonely walk, too, sometimes, for me.
Well, it is, period. No. The example that we're taught in our faith community, looking at Jesus as an example. And Jesus tells us that it's a lonely walk. But that's the person that we use in our faith community. But every faith community has that one prophet. And every prophet tells us it's the lonely walk.
It is.
And so it comes with the territory. It does. It just comes with the territory. But it's still for the good. And also in that lonely walk, the best way to get through it is to not resist.
I was just going to say, just do it really. I mean, because I think the peace that I have comes from me just doing it.
Yeah.
And now my joy is so strong and so high and so vivid.
Yeah.
That's probably the part of my life that I love more.
Yeah. Right.
At first I was kicking and screaming and they said, get in the pulpit. I don't in the pulpit. I don't, that's not who I want to be.
And it's a spiritual law. And the law is the law of least resistance. It's to cast your bread on the water.
That's absolutely the law of least resistance. I'm going to start using that because that's
cast your bread on the water.
You should. I'm not as classy as you. So when I tell my young adults that, I say, I don't care what you want to do. I said, you better get up and go do it.
Right.
So I have to tell you, remember what you say.
Be anxious for nothing.
Yep. But in all
that's
the supplication is the tough part.
Well, it's the law of least resistance.
And even if you don't have a religious
Yeah,
relationship,
yeah,
even if you don't have faith in
yeah,
an entity or a person or something, it just makes sense. It's the
yeah,
law of sense.
yeah, right.
What I put out, I receive.
Absolutely.
Right. If I walk in the store,
Yeah,
and go to the counter, and I'm uptight, I'm not approachable, that's probably what I'm going to get from the salesperson.
right. Well, that's a law of reciprocity. What you put
That's what
out
I'm saying.
into
What you
the
give,
universe.
you're going to
Yeah,
receive. I mean, what you give, you're going to
yeah,
receive.
right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's. But I was trying to say it in a way that everybody could get it and not miss it.
Well, got you.
What you do comes back to you.
Right, absolutely, no doubt about it.
And sometimes the beauty comes when you decide to step out of your comfort zone.
No doubt about it.
And I'm an expert on it. I've been out of my comfort zone a lot in life, just because that's where I was put. And then,
and that's intentional. Nina, that's intentional.
I know. Exactly.
Nothing by accident.
Oh, I absolutely agree with it. It just wasn't fun then.
It's not
never fun.
Yeah, right.
You're isolated. You're assigned to do some stuff that
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And we all have to go through it.
Yeah.
We all
I have a funny story though about life. When I went to SIU, I was the first one. My sister had gone to college, but she only went for a year and came back home. But I was the first one to just move and go. And my mother, I remember she gave me this big jar of coins. That's all she had to give. She gave me, but they drove it down into a big jar of coins. And then I was on campus. It never once occurred to me to do anything but be on campus. You know what I mean? And like my roommate, the first week said she was going to apply for a job at McDonald's. I said, "Well, I'll go with you." Didn't have any money. Didn't even think about that. and I went, and she didn't get the job. I got it. Right. But the point is, I think sometimes our protection is our naivety about our circumstances. Because if I don't know I'm in trouble, I don't feel in trouble. So as a kid, I was always like that. And that protects us, I think.
Yeah.
We have to. You're talking about the inner child.
Yeah.
We have to acknowledge whatever our inner child is.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah.
Because I had no deal. I'm so glad I got a job. Man, I would have been packing up coming home. But I wasn't aware of poverty. I wasn't. We weren't in poverty, but I wasn't aware of what I didn't have.
Yeah. Indeed.
That leads me to what I think can cause an eruption of purpose.
Yeah.
Is feeling a lack. So we think lack is bad. So what do you think? What do you think about lack?
There is no such thing as. There's no such thing as lack.
It's just a matter of getting it.
I think that is a man construct.
Okay.
In the spiritual, there is no lack.
Okay, well, tell me in a very, I don't want to say practical because you're not what you're speaking.
In a practical way, there is no lack.
So that's why I said I don't want to use the word practical because I knew you were going to say there is no lack. But tell me what you tell me then. If I am 21 and I had a graduate, I had a really good job, and now I have nothing in my mind.
Sure, and every situation is different because you have to look at the person, and you have to look more than just at a specific situation. No, I got you. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with you.
So what do you tell me?
I would say to you, one, that there's nothing by accident. Okay. That would be the first thing that I would say, and then the second thing I would tell you to love what is. Because whatever situation, wherever you are, you're supposed to be right where you are. Exactly. Because tomorrow, the next day, the next minute, all of that can switch and change based on your mindset. And based on the choices that you make and the lens by which you view the world. Now, if all you see is nothing, then that's all it shall be.
And I think that's the challenge, especially with young adults, because it's a big
and why wouldn't it be? Yeah, if all of your experience, if all of your experiences, but here's the thing: we've all been there.
But I'm just saying generationally, that's where you really that's why I think we really need them on board, because that's my ministry, usually young adults.
Right.
And I can get practical with them.
Right.
I can say. I say the spiritual thing, but I also say, I get you.
And you should.
I had to acknowledge that.
Yes, and you should. because you've been there before.
Right.
And
it's necessary.
And it is necessary. That's why it's important to say we've all been there.
Right.
That I've been there too. Because that's the part where God grows us and life grows us. Even if they can't hear God, God is still life. And so life grows us through those moments. Right. And that tomorrow will come. And so what do you do until you get to tomorrow? You just take it minute and step by step.
Right. And do what you have. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. We're probably going to say the same thing.
I want you to say it. Then I claim it.
Yeah. Do what you're supposed to be doing right now.
And
feed your mind and body positive things. Yep. Feed your mind and body love.
Right, exactly.
Feed your mind and body peace.
Right. Okay.
Rid yourself of the negative. Speak life into your situation. And then make life decisions.
One of the things I believe and I practice just from working with young adults a lot is understanding their limitations. Because if I tell you, let me just talk in terms of me. If somebody tells me every time I wake up, what you think is what you are, I'm like, I can't get to that right now. Right? So what I tell them is I say, I don't care if you're doing the most atrocious thing you can do. Pray through it too. If you're with somebody you're not supposed to be with, get on your elbow. If the Spirit says you pray for them. So what I try to teach them is even within your mess, even within your fear, even within your sadness, right? Try to grab a hold of something. Now that doesn't mean you'll perfectly walk through it, but it gets better. It's like training camp.
Absolutely.
Would you agree with that? It's like
I totally agree.
You get as you do it more, you flex more, you understand it more. But I think even at my age and in my situation, sometimes I'm like, really, God? That's my favorite phrase, by the way.
Absolutely.
Like, really, God?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
yes, I agree with everything that you just said. Because all of that is human and it is real.
And when we don't do it that way, you know what we get? We get people.
But this is real too. In the next breath, you can say something that is positive.
Absolutely.
Even if it doesn't feel right, you can say it.
You can still speak it. Absolutely.
And that's the point that I'm making.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because words have power.
They do. They do.
You may not feel it at all. And trust me, I've been there. But words have power. And you don't even have to do a long prayer. Just speak one line of positivity.
Absolutely.
That is a prayer.
Even if it's just, I'm okay.
Amen.
Because that's a strong affirmation.
A powerful
I'm
prayer.
good. I'm okay. You know. Or,
and that's what I tell young people. You ain't got to get on your knees and fall out and, speak in tongues. Say one thing positive about yourself or about life. And just keep saying that no matter what.
Or I'm good. I used to have to say I'm good.
Well, however,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever it takes you.
It doesn't take
I always
much.
say if you can get from A to B, that's fine. You don't have to go to D.
And you know what the universe does with that? You know what? Yes. It's a law of reciprocity. What you put out comes back.
It's so complicated, though, for a lot of people who, especially matriculated from high school to college, and because there's this I want to say dichotomy, but I'm not going to say that. There is this association with church that's not always positive. But so one of the things I tell them is you don't have to step into church ever in your life.
Absolutely.
Right? You don't ever have to pray if you don't want to.
Absolutely.
Just talk to something.
Talk to yourself.
I care what you call, but I say I don't care if you call him Boo Boo the Clown because I already know what's going to happen. You're going to be talking to Boo Boo, and you're going to realize who Boo Boo really is. You get what I'm saying? So I do. Those are the kind of compromises I have to make with young, because otherwise they won't. A lot of them,
I tell young people to talk to yourself because God is within.
That's bad as talk to Boo Boo the Clown, right?
Well, God is within.
Yeah, absolutely.
God reigns within,
and that's phenomenal. That's a phenomenal response because talking to yourself is talking to
God.
Yeah, absolutely. But they don't know that. They didn't know that.
It don't matter. You just tell them, talk to yourself.
Yep.
Because that little
There are
quiet
different
voice is
strategies.
God.
Yeah, and there are different strategies that you have to use. I mean, they figure we're older, we don't know what we're talking about. So it's
And
a
then,
blessing to be able to work in that.
yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then you give them things to feed their mind and body and spirit good food.
Absolutely.
So there's all kind of
discipline.
literature out there that you can give young people that will feed them positive things. You start talking to them about hydrating, drink water all the time, feed your body water, fruit, vegetables, get your body
You
right.
said vegetables. I have to. I'm gonna let him have that one.
Right.
Yes, I agree with the other one.
You want them to make sure their body is functioning the best way. Walk. You don't have to run.
Oh, that sounds good.
But
You're setting the bar pretty high.
Right. But all of your mind, body, and spirit has to be in sync.
Well, I think for me that's a tall order.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can hit 2 or 3, who knows?
Well, I'm from Metro, and I say you have to give it a try. Don't say no. Try.
That's true, but sometimes for me, because my hands have been in a lot of things, and I'm at a place where I just don't want to be in a lot of things anymore.
Yeah.
But I am also foundationally balanced in what I'm supposed to be in. So
Good.
I want to ask you a question before we wrap up, though. What is your next move? I mean, not that you want to.
You want to talk about my work, my art?
I would
love to.
What is the one thing that you got it? Would love to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So my work and what I'm doing now is centered in making sure that all children have the right to read and are fully rooted in literacy and access to literacy. But I have a particular interest in Black children, particularly in St. Louis, having this access and this right. And so I feel like I'm called to that work.
Yes.
And so one of the great opportunities that we have this school year is to be in the preschool space to make this happen. And I'm so excited about that.
You've done a lot of preparation. Tell us what
this year we'll be launching this new project that we're calling the Believe Projects Review for Preschools.
Okay.
So we'll be working with 1,000 preschoolers across metropolitan St. Louis.
Congratulations.
And preschool centers and home daycare centers. Now, the home daycare centers is the part that really has a special place for me because my mom owned her own home daycare program.
Okay. So you just kind of come.
And I can talk about a whole lot of full circles, even just this whole journey and the Black migration and the people that raised me who all were part of the Black migration that migrated to St. Louis and started the church I was part of, all of that stuff. But anyway, through this project, what we will be doing is building Believe Project centers in these spaces. So we typically build these large labs in elementary schools. So we're going to be building smaller spaces in preschools and home daycare programs because they don't have the capacity, the spacing for a lab.
That's so powerful. Yeah.
So we're going to do smaller spaces in preschools and home daycare programs. And normally we do these big murals in elementary.
Yeah, I've seen them.
This time we're going to take the shelving that we put the books on and we're going to put the artwork on the shelving.
Okay.
I am just so...
It's housed in that whole spirit.
Yeah.
Good job.
And I know that that's something that's not happening anywhere.
And even if it is, it's not going to happen the way it'll happen with you.
Well, it ain't happening.
But you know what I'm saying. So I think everybody brings their flavor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I actually got the idea from a Black gentleman who, and I think it's Warsaw, Missouri or something like that. He bought a small schoolhouse that his parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents attended. And there were these desks in that schoolhouse that were left. And he commissioned 5 artists. Kababi was one, Solomon Thurman, who was from St. Louis, was one. He commissioned them to take those desks and put art on them reflecting the journey of Black people. They are so beautiful. And they're going to be housed in the African American Museum of Smithsonian within like the next 5 years. That's what gave me the idea. And I was like, I'm going to do that too with our Shelby.
I used to work with him. I had hit the little girl painting. I still have it. Yeah. He's phenomenal.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. And then another layer of the program is to bring in national authors, children book authors who are award-winning authors. Caldecott winners, Newbery winners, and do our Believe Project shows. So we do these big shows where we work with local hip-hop artists, spoken word artists, and then we feature the author like they're the rock star. And so we're bringing these authors to St. Louis specifically for preschool programs. Now, that's something else that has not happened in St. Louis before.
Absolutely. I hear you.
So we feel like our children should have access to these people. Because these are Black voices that are writing for them and winning awards. Yes. And they will get copies of these authors' books. So that they will get to know who are these special voices that are nationally on the scene right now. You know, we knew the Langston Hughes and people like that when we were growing up. These children should know who are writing the stories for them.
Absolutely.
And about them
and what
now.
Those stories are. Yeah, absolutely.
But if you ask Black children who are the Black voices that are writing for them now, they don't know who they are.
And there is kind of a disrespect for writers anyway.
There are.
You're absolutely, that's on point. Well, I'm excited about probably everything you do, but I'm really excited about what you just shared with us. And I can't wait.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, I can't wait. I know that your work is phenomenal.
Thank you.
I know that you also work with people who are of your caliber because you draw them.
Yeah.
Right? And thank you so much.
I appreciate
for spending time with us. You have to come back.
I would love to. Right. This was great.
Yeah, you're from Metro, so you have to come back. So do you have any last words you want to share with us?
Love.
Okay. What about it?
Love you one another. We all need to love more.
Have they ordained you yet? Should I call somebody?
No.
All right, you've been writing. No. Okay, we'll talk about that later. That's another conversation for another evening, but thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you so much. Have a good evening.